it's Courtney Palm, and you're watching Tony Has Nine Fingers. So, ladies, get ready to have some pleasure. Nine fingers worth.
What is going on, people? I am back for another review. And if you couldn't tell the title, the movie is called WTF exclamation point. AKA, I'm guessing, what the fuck. This movie is directed and written by Peter Herro. It's also written by Adam Buchalter. It stars Callie, Nicholas James Reilly, Andrea Hunt, among many others. So, pretty much what this is, actually, before I do that, this movie will be available on VOD August 1st. It's not available yet. I got a screener and now I'm reviewing it. So, it will be available on VOD on August 1st. I believe after that it's going to get released by midnight releasing. Don't quote me on that. But pretty much what this movie is about. Callie plays Rachel, who when the movie starts, it's in a police station, and throughout the movie it jumps back and forth throughout the police station and, current events, I guess you want to call it. So anyway, you find out that 3 years earlier, Rachel is involved in a horrible massacre that happened at a high school party, I'm guessing. She's the sole survivor, and now she's, trying to move on, trying to live life from there. So throughout the movie, she's having flashbacks. Again, she's going through investigations and everything. So pretty much it's her trying to get her life back on track after this horrible event. Throughout the movie, it's a teenage, I guess you want to call it, slasher. So you get a lot of partying, you get a lot of craziness that's going on. So in the beginning, you get a pool party going on, and you find out the main characters, I guess you want to call it, Rachel, her boyfriend, who seems like an asshole, two of her friends, which I must say in this movie, usually, a lot of horror movies and stuff, not only horror movies, but in essence in movies, when you get like a teenage thing, you get your prototypical, one girl's the bitch, one girl's the nice girl, one girl's the in-betweener, I guess you want to call it. Then there's an asshole guy, a nice guy, this and that. Well, this kind of breaks the mold, because in this, you get two bitch girls, and you can't tell which one's bitchier. And, in horror movies, you're always picking that one person you want to die. Well, in this one, it's a little tougher, because, again, you get these two very egocentric, I guess you want to call it, and bitchy girls, and they're both equally as bad. So it's one of those deals where it's like, who do you want to see die? Anyway, back on track. You get the group of friends that now Rachel is part of, and you find out that for this spring break, this isn't a spring break, this is just, I guess, a big party. They want to go to the one kid's uncle's cabin who passed away. You find out a little bit later what's going on. But anyway, they want to go up to this cabin, have a nice weekend kind of deal, and Rachel's kind of pushing that to the side. She doesn't know where she wants to go because of what happened to her 3 years before. But I guess it got whatever, the people got the best of her, and she decides to go. So now you get this group of guys. It's 4 guys and these 3 girls. Let me just say 2 in this movie. The girls are beautiful. There's a lot of, scantily clad women. So, being a male, kind of that, kept me right from the beginning. Right from the start, you get this, this she's bloodied. But when this girl runs out completely like topless and all this stuff, and it's like, okay, you caught me right from the beginning. A bloodied topless girl, okay, you got my attention. Anyway, they end up going to this cabin. They do what, teenagers at that point do. Drinking, drugs, having sex, this and that. Actually, before that, they end up going to a hotel, and let me just say that scene was pretty funny. It kind of reminded me, totally off topic and off different, but if you ever seen Little Nicky, where he's flying up through the hotel or the apartments and whatever, and he's going through the different windows and whatever, and he sees something different. Well, this kind of goes sideways, and you have to see the scene because it's actually pretty funny. So anyway, they end up at this house, and they're having a good time until something goes on. And throughout the movie, I'm not going to say, what goes on. There is kind of a little twist ending at the end. But it's one of those deals where now this weekend of fun, which should be fun, turns into a weekend of horror. So you don't know what's going on, who the killer is. There is a killer, but you don't know who it is because you run into a few different story arcs, which someone could be the killer at the time. So with this movie, that's what I'll leave it. It's a teen slasher. Now these kids are trying to, stay alive. So anyway, what I do like about this whole thing, I like the whole movie itself. It was very entertaining, kept my interest. What I do find really cool is how crisp, is that the word for it? But the movie looks really good. I don't know what budget it is, but it looks really good. The death scenes, some were, generic, but there was other ones I was like, okay, that's different. Very, and most of them are on screen. And as the movie went, the death scenes actually, rose. Usually sometimes they kind of just diminish or whatever, but as the movie went on, the death scenes actually got better and better and better, and the last one was pretty intense. But anyway, what I did like about the movie, like I said, was the fact that the deaths are on camera. You see a whole lot of them. Some movies you get the implied deaths, I guess you want to call it. Well, most of these are on, pretty much all of them are on camera, so you see them all go on at the time. Again, the way it was shot looks really crisp, really cool, and just overall it was very fun. It had its bits and pieces of comedy in there. I don't think it was meant to be, a horror comedy. I think it was horror with some comedy thrown in there. A lot of like one-liners and zingers, I must say. Like after this one death, the way they were talking after, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was very clever, I must say. Really well written. I laughed at certain points, I must say. Again, with the certain scenes got me laughing. So overall, it was definitely a fun, entertaining horror comedy, I guess you want to call it. But I'd say if you're into slashers, if you're into just an overall good time, if you're into really good-looking women getting killed off, that sounded very morbid, very, But anyway, definitely go ahead. Again, it goes on VOD August 1st. And then after that, I'll look it up and I'll put in the description so you know when it would go on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever it goes on, physical media. But I'll leave everything that I talked about in the show notes here. And hopefully you enjoyed this review. Hopefully if you don't know about it beforehand, hopefully this review is kind of pushing you towards it. Get ready for it August 1st, like I said. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for more reviews, for unboxings, for top 5s, for a whole bunch of stuff. If you enjoy my stuff, definitely hit that subscribe button. Let people know I'm here. And if you want to know when I post more stuff, hit that little bell button, I guess you want to call it, so you'll know when I do have a new video up. And check also in the description for all my other social medias. I got an Instagram where I show off my movies. I got a Twitter. I'm part of the Dorkening. If you don't know what the Dorkening is, check that out. Tomorrow night, we interview Bianca Brady from the movie Wormwood. So if you're interested in that, check that out as well. And check out What the Fuck, WTF, exclamation point, when this movie comes out. And until next time, I'll see you guys. If you found the review you just watched enlightening and you want more of them, go ahead, hit that subscribe button in the corner and check out all the other reviews I have, such as Horror Pack reviews and Netflix and Chiller. If you want to check out all the other things I have, go ahead and check out my Instagram where I show off the movies I have behind me. Or check out my Twitter where I post all my videos and more. If you want to do that, go ahead, hit those buttons, and until next time, I'll see you.